This is the DJI Nano, an incredibly powerful thumb-sized action camera. But the real question is, what would you use a camera like this for? Before we jump into the rest of this video, I want to say thanks to DJI for sponsoring this video. Now, DJI has managed to pack an impressive amount of pro-level features into this tiny camera. It's sporting a 1/1.3 inch sensor that's capable of doing 4K 60 in normal video mode, which is 10-bit, and 10-bit D-Log-M color profiles. It's also capable of doing 4K 120 frames a second slow motion and HD 240 frames a second slow motion. And along with other modes like time-lapse mode and super night mode, even a photo mode, it makes this a really powerful camera for creators. It features up to 200 minutes of battery life, rock-steady 3.0 and horizon balancing. It features Osmo audio and works with DJI's magnetic mounting system, which includes a whole bunch of accessories, which makes mounting this camera almost anywhere super easy. So that begs the question, what exactly do you use a tiny camera like this for? I love using a camera like this for POV shots and capturing my adventures here in Alaska. Today, we're gonna try and get to that glacier right there and see if we can find an ice cave. I'm just kind of a wimp right now. Like, I really hadn't had time to adjust to winter coming yet, and so I'm still in full denial about winter coming. It's pretty sunrise though, look at that. And it is getting nicer. This is not the ice cave I came up here for, but it is really cool and really beautiful. So we're gonna run in, take a quick look around, and see how the Nano does. How cool is this? Ice caves are so freaking amazing. They just like, I don't know, they're always like incredible. And this one has a big hole in the ceiling here. Time to get on the glacier, but first, safety first. Or second, or third, or whatever. But in this case, I'm gonna go with first, because I don't wanna die. Well, ice cave entrance. Now, it should come as no surprise that the image quality coming out of this camera looks fantastic. In fact, it's just about on par with the DJI Action 5, maybe a slight bit less dynamic range, but the fact that this camera only weighs about 53 grams makes it super portable and easy to take with you anywhere, and taking it with you anywhere is exactly what I've done. I love using a camera like this for POV shots, for hiking, and for anything where weight is super critical. But another one of my favorite ways to use a camera like this is behind the scenes shots. Because it's so small and easily mounted in so many different ways, it makes it a super easy camera to use to capture great behind the scenes shots of the things that I do when I'm working for companies, for productions, like this shoot in the United Center in Chicago and this rooftop shoot in Chicago for the upcoming Christmas Day parade. Now, while the normal color profiles in this camera look fantastic, especially because you get the option of doing normal and 10-bit at the same time, and that is how I think most people will use it, because it gives you really just really solid, really natural looking colors straight out of the camera. But because this camera offers 10-bit D-Log-M, it means you can use it in slightly higher level productions. Like this, where I was filming for a company that creates highly accurate GPS products to be used on different pieces of equipment to help in excavation. And because this camera was so small and offers things like the suction cup mount or easily connects to a magnetic mount, it made it super easy to mount it anywhere in the equipment and get these great POV shots of the equipment in action. And I mean, the image quality looks great. And because it's coming out at a 10-bit D-Log-M, I can color grade it to match what I was shooting with the drone or with my Canon R5 Mark II. Now, the DJI Nano has Rocksteady 3.0, and that includes horizon balancing. But to test it, I decided to ride it on this electric bike in the middle of the desert in the Trona Pinnacles. And let me tell you, the stabilization on this camera is incredible. Now, in horizon balancing mode, you can tip the camera up to 45 degrees before it starts to tilt the image. So you can see here where I'm starting to tilt it or not. But up until that point, you can keep the horizon perfectly balanced. And the Nano has a few different fields of view. This is horizon balancing with D-Warp, which is the tightest field of view. And then here we have the standard D-Warp view, which, as you can see, keeps these lines nice and straight, and it's actually still pretty wide, plenty for vlogging and stuff like that, but it does keep all of your lines nice and straight. And then this is the wide field of view, which is still not the widest that you can go with this camera, but it is pretty wide. But you'll notice that the lines on this start to bow a little bit. So, and then we have the ultra wide field of view, which is insanely wide. I mean, look at how much more of a field of view you have in this. Like, it's a lot. And it does, although it does keep the lines, you know, fairly straight, you'll notice that as those lines start to get out to the sides, stuff starts to distort a little bit. But ultra wide is really useful if you're going to do something like FPV. Now, in the past, I've loved using the Action 2, which is kind of the predecessor to this camera, as a BTS camera on my big Cinelifter FPV drones. I never was able to use it as the main camera just because the quality wasn't quite there, but the DJI Nano really changes that. Now, the built-in stabilization works incredibly well for FPV, as you can see here, but DJI has included the ability to make this work with GyroFlow, which is a free program that allows you to stabilize in post. The key to that is that you have to have Rocksteady turned off, and it has to be in the wide field of view mode in order to record the gyro data. But then you just pull a file into GyroFlow, and it really does a great job stabilizing the footage. Typically in the past, small action cameras like this really struggled in low light, but DJI has included their super night mode in this, which, yes, is a fairly highly processed image, but it does capture some pretty amazing low light imagery, including in almost complete darkness. And because of the way this sensor is designed, you can also take some pretty decent photos. In this case, you can take 8 megapixel, 12 megapixel, or in this case, 36 megapixel. And of course, because this features DJI Osmo audio, that means you can connect to a DJI Mic 2, Mic Mini, or the Mic 3 and get really good wireless audio, no matter how close or how far away you are, which could be really useful. And you can connect up to 2 units to this, which means you could have 2 different people talking. And in my case right now, I mean, it's just by myself out here freezing in the woods. And of course, you can film vertical video of this. The easiest way to do that is just orient the camera vertically, like I am right now, and then you get good, great vertical video. Like I said earlier, this is compatible with the DJI Osmo magnetic mounting system, which means it works with all of your previous magnetic mounts for the Action 4, Action 5, but they've included some new mounts, which includes a necklace that you can put under your shirt and magnetically attach the camera to, and it also includes a hat brim mount, which is pretty freaking cool, and I've used it a fair amount. A suction cup mount, and basically because this thing is so small, it's really easy to mount just about anywhere. And you can even just magnetically stick it to anything that is magnetic. Operating it in under 20 degrees Fahrenheit or below 0 Celsius does shorten the battery life up a little bit. That's normal with all electronics. While the camera itself only has about 60 minutes of runtime on a battery in 4K, as soon as you clip this together, it will restart recharging the battery and charge the camera battery till it's full, and then this is your reserve. But it does have fast recharging, so in 80, or you can recharge in 20 minutes, you can get back up to 80%, which is super handy, and then it slows down so it doesn't damage the battery. Now, while you can export all the recordings from the camera off to an SD card, they've also included a USB 3.1 offload feature. That means you can offload the footage really fast. Personally, I still prefer the SD card method, but you can just transfer straight off the camera using USB 3.1. One more thing to note is that while the camera itself is waterproof up to 10 meters or 33 feet, this, the body section, the remote control section, is not. So if it's together, you don't want to put it underwater. But as soon as you turn the camera on and it's connected, you can separate these two and still remote control the camera with this quite a distance away, or you can use your phone with the Mimo app. But once you have your settings set, really all you need to do is have this camera and you can just go out and shoot some great shots. Next, you're going to want to watch this video right here. I'll see you over there. As always, if you have questions, ask me in the comments below or join my live stream, which happens most Wednesday nights at 4 p.m. Alaska time, 8 p.m. Eastern, where we can have more of a conversation. I can answer questions that maybe I didn't get to in this video. I'll see you again soon in the next one. Cheers.